Hello, my name is Nadia Nelson, and this is my biology hero video. And so this whole video is dedicated to Katie Hunt. Her real name's Catherine, but because I know so much about her, I'm going to call her Katie. So, Katie got her start in Anchorage, Alaska, because she was born there, and she was obsessed with National Geographics, which is frankly relatable. So, this influenced her to study anthropology and other classical studies. She also runs a lot of marathons, but that is a fun fact that I won't expand upon in this video. But then, tragedy. At age 22, she was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of ovarian cancer. As her aunt lay on her deathbed dying of that same cancer, she told Katie that my cancer is not your cancer, which you should see as foreshadowing to her future career that involves cancer. So Katie obviously survived this and moved on to continuing her education and doing her career, which is a combination of anthropology and biology, which is called a paleooncologist or a bioarchaeologist, depending on who you ask. Basically, she is the Indiana Jones of biology. And because this is a really small and specific field, her education is a little unique for someone who calls herself a biologist. So Katie has a bunch of degrees on different levels. She has degrees in archaeology, Latin, Egyptology, anthropology, and paleopathology. And that's all cool, but it's not exactly screaming biology. And the connection here is that because of her archaeological work, Katie became integrated into osteology, which is the study of bones, and she gained a lot of experience in that area. And because of her personal connection to cancer and ancient civilizations, she eventually focused on the ancient cancers. And because she's super established in this field, she can call herself a bioarchaeologist or a paleooncologist or whatever else she wants to. So her work is fascinating. She is redefining the evolutionary history of cancer, not as a modern disease, but of also an ancient affliction. Her work combines biology and anthropology to determine biocultural factors that lead to disease, as well as how cancer was viewed over that time period. So, the biological component of her research is studying mummies, which is pretty cool. So, mummies are ideal for her work because they have better than normal preservation. And as one does, Katie just loads up a mummy into a CT scan that allows them to view the soft tissues and the other biological components of that mummy, and she determines if that person died of cancer 2,000 years ago and how that would have meant for their life through death and their society. So she combines this with the analysis of ancient hieroglyphs for references to diseases, which is harder than it sounds because ancient Egyptians weren't privy to medical definitions and were quite vague in descriptions. This was the topic of her last paper. And so paper is in quotes because when you are an archaeologist, you actually use fun posters, which is much more aesthetically pleasing. And so anyway, her poster, which is the Paleoradiology of Ancient Mummies, a CT imaging survey of ancient remains, establishes the importance of biologically based science to identify diseases in ancient mummies. This paper emphasizes the importance of using non-destructive techniques such as CT scans to collect the biological data and history of particular specimens. It also announced the creation of a database for paleosteological findings. So congrats, Katie. This leads into her future effort to analyze and document more ancient remains and their status as cancer-ridden or cancer-free or whatever other health issues they had. So I chose to do Katie because, for one thing, she's a woman scientist and I wanted to do a woman scientist. And while I do find biology interesting, I find its application to humanities a bit more interesting. I also grew up reading National Geographics, and she was probably the coolest person on that list of cool women scientists I saw. So there we go. Thank you.